In a world where love and danger collide, Adama, a Nigerian student, finds herself entangled with Joon-Ho, a young Korean mafia heir. He vows to win her heart in 1 month, but at what cost? Romance, suspense, and fiery chemistry await. Adama adjusted her scarf nervously as she stepped onto the campus of Seoul National Private Academy, a school renowned for its elite students. Being a Nigerian girl in a sea of Korean faces already made her stand out. But Adama had no intention of blending in. She had come to Korea for her master's degree and was determined to succeed, no matter the stares or whispers. But her resolve faltered when she met him.
Joon-Ho Kim was a name everyone knew. Tall, sharp-eyed, and exuding a dangerous charisma. He was the heir to one of Seoul's most powerful mafia families. Adama had heard whispers about him, his reputation for being untouchable and ruthless. The first time their paths crossed was in the library. She had dropped her pen and he picked it up, holding it out to her with a smirk. "Adama, right?" he said smoothly, his deep voice unsettling. She froze. How did he know her name?
From that moment, Joon-Ho's attention became inescapable. He sat near her in class, walked beside her in the hallways, and always found ways to start conversations. Adama was wary but polite, keeping her answers short. One evening, she was walking home when a sleek black car pulled up beside her. The window rolled down to reveal Joon-Ho.
"Need a ride?" he asked casually. "No, thank you," she replied firmly. His smile widened. "You're interesting, Adama. Most girls would jump at the chance to talk to me." "I'm not most girls," she shot back, quickening her pace.
That night, Adama received a text from an unknown number. "1 month, you'll fall for me. Joon-Ho." She stared at the screen in disbelief. Who did he think he was? She blocked the number and tried to focus on her studies, but Joon-Ho's presence was impossible to ignore. The next day, she found a rose and a note on her desk. "Day 1. You looked beautiful in blue yesterday." Adama crumpled the note, but her heart betrayed her with a slight flutter. As the days passed, Joon-Ho's pursuit became relentless. He'd leave small gifts, like her favorite Nigerian snacks, that she thought no one else knew about. He even defended her during a confrontation with a group of bullies who mocked her accent. One night, Adama was walking home when she heard footsteps behind her. She turned, and her blood ran cold. 3 men were following her. Panicking, she broke into a run, but was quickly cornered in an alley. "Pretty girls like you shouldn't walk alone," one of them sneered. Before Adama could scream, a shadow appeared. Joon-Ho stepped forward, his expression icy. "You're messing with the wrong person," he said, his voice lethal. The fight was brutal. Joon-Ho moved with a precision that made it clear this wasn't his first encounter with danger. When it was over, he turned to Adama, his knuckles bloodied but his eyes soft. "Are you okay?" She nodded, too stunned to speak. He walked her home that night, and for the first time she saw a glimpse of the person behind the mafia heir. A man who cared deeply in his own intense way. Days turned into weeks, and Adama found herself drawn to Joon-Ho despite her resistance. His confidence was infuriating, but he had a way of breaking down her walls. One evening, he took her to a secluded rooftop overlooking the city. "Why me?" she asked, finally confronting him. "Because you're not afraid to tell me no," he admitted. "And because I've never met anyone like you. Adama's heart raced, but she refused to let herself fall so easily. What happens when the month is over and I don't feel anything for you? He leaned in, his voice low and dangerous. Then I'll walk away, but we both know that won't happen. The chemistry between them crackled, but Adama couldn't ignore the risks. Being involved with Joon-Ho meant stepping into a world of danger she wasn't prepared for.
On the last day of the month, Joon-Ho invited her to a private dinner. She wore a simple red dress, her nerves on edge. The evening was surprisingly peaceful until the sound of glass shattering interrupted them.
Gunshots rang out and chaos erupted. Joon-Ho pulled Adama to safety, shielding her with his body. "Stay here," he commanded, his voice firm. "No, I'm not leaving you," she yelled, her fear replaced by determination. Together, they navigated the chaos, Adama proving braver than she thought possible. When the dust settled, Joon-Ho cupped her face gently, his expression unreadable. "You're more than I ever imagined," he whispered. In that moment, Adama knew she had fallen, not just for his persistence, but for the man who had risked everything for her. "Fine," she said, her voice trembling. "You win, but don't think this will be easy." Joon-Ho smiled, his eyes filled with a mix of triumph and tenderness. "I wouldn't want it any other way." Their journey was just beginning, fraught with danger and passion, but one thing was certain. Adama had met her match.